Complex PTSD and romantic relationships can combine and inflame your stress, confusion, and fear. Under the best of circumstances, relationships are challenging. And how many times in anyone's life qualify as the best of circumstances? There are countless factors that can impact your romantic connection. Mental health issues are certainly on that list. And for someone who's recovering from complex PTSD, intimate relationships are typically triggering. But complex PTSD triggers in relationships do not have to spell doom. Complex post traumatic stress disorder, or CPTSD, differs from PTSD in that it results from ongoing, repeated exposure to traumatic events. These events might involve chronic abuse, usually during childhood. As adults, people with unaddressed CPTSD face a wide range of uncomfortable symptoms. In addition, because much CPTSD results from early childhood trauma, it can wreak havoc on your romantic relationships. So let's talk about complex PTSD and 5 signs CPTSD is compromising your romantic connection. The first sign, living together feels incompatible. For couples, moving in together can feel like taking a quantum leap forward in your relationship. That's true for anyone. And if your partner is struggling with CPTSD, cohabitating carries with it a fair number of obstacles. You may notice them undergoing some pretty dramatic mood swings. One minute you can find yourself defending something innocuous that you said. The next minute, your partner may slip into disconnection or a dissociative state. Living together can be more complicated if your partner struggles with a health condition that's trauma related. Sign number 2, CPTSD and sex, lack of emotional intimacy and sexual challenges. Your partner with CPTSD probably desires an emotionally and sexually intimate connection as much as you or as much as anyone does for that matter. The tricky part for them may be relaxing into the moment. Regardless of whether or not their trauma is born of sexual abuse, you can imagine this has the potential to play a major disruptive role in their sex life. Sign number 3, complex PTSD and lack of trust. By definition, people with CPTSD do not find it easy to trust other people. After all, they were victimized by a betrayal, perhaps by someone very close to them. While this sign is not about you personally, it can be difficult to not take it personally. Sign number 4, unregulated emotions, complex PTSD, and romantic relationships. Unprovoked, disproportionate emotional outbursts are a hallmark of CPTSD. Needless to say, this can toss a monkey wrench into any relationship. Sign number 5, emotional distance. As mentioned above, such distance can be the result of dissociation. In addition, people with CPTSD often feel very isolated and very misunderstood. To them, no outsider can ever grasp what they've endured and how it's scarred them. As a result, they can set very strong boundaries that will hamper the growth of your relationship. Dissociation is common with trauma survivors, and complex PTSD and romantic relationships, they can be derailed by it. If you are a trauma survivor, there is another important reason why you might be emotionally distant. You might avoid emotional, physical, and sexual intimacy as a way to prevent yourself from being triggered. Keeping your emotional distance can be a habitual way to make sure that you don't feel too scared, too humiliated or ashamed, or too angry. Remember, with commitment to your own healing, it's possible to recover from trauma. If you want to learn more about how to recover from trauma, please visit my website, www.michaelgquirk.com. And if you wish, reach out to me. We can set up a confidential time to speak and get things moving in a healthier and more productive direction.